sit. Good. When she sits, the first time you tell her, you can give her a little reward. See how I'm doing it? Like she's been used to jumping up and grabbing treats or whatever, so when you reward her in this situation, put it by your eyes so she's looking up at you, straight down, good, and go down quickly or else she's going to jump up to try to take it out of your hand, because that's what obviously she's done her whole life. So in order to stop that, it's just, you kind of like give it to her right away and that will stop that. Stay is built into sit, so if she pops up, you say no, and you just do your little do-over circle like that and put her back. And she may or may not make mistakes at different times. That's exactly how you fix that. So if she gets up and pops up because she loses focus 3 times in a row, you put her back 3 times in a row until you get this. And notice that there is no stay. Sit means to stay, so she needs to stay there until you come back. And if she does that, you can step back next to her again. Eye contact, reward, straight down, and that's the way that you reward that. It's best if she makes a mistake that you step into her and do that little reset circle you saw me do. Because it gives the dog, when you turn the dog away from a mistake, so to speak, gives them a chance to reset in their head to try it again. It's a new start. Much better than just having them get stuck in a pattern of mistake after mistake after mistake, which can happen if you don't do the reset circle. And then to release her, she's either waiting for you to pat her chest and say go, which means she's free out in front of you and she can do whatever she wants, or to walk with her. She's next to you like this, you pat your leg and say, okay, and she'll walk with you. I'm going to show you a very specific way that I've been practicing the down command with Persia. Okay, I do a little circle. At the end of that circle, I say down, because what she used to do, if you just stand still, because, and a lot of dogs do this, she's did it so many times with somebody where her butt will swing out and she'll be like this, looking up at you, and you get this down where she's like that. So if you do that little left circle and have her practice the down at the end of that circle, it kind of draws her back next to you, and she doesn't even, maybe she might go a little bit, and you saw me kind of touch her to keep her lying down straight, but the problem is almost gone. But I want to show you what you need to keep doing if you want her to just be, you know, in a down stay, like lie down, and that's not allowed. No, so if she rolls on her side because she's cute and sweet and all that kind of stuff and she wants attention, you put her back, because this is work, you know. It's not hard work, and we're not being rough with her, but when you say D-O-W-N, it means that right there. It's not rolling on her side and getting scratched. That's what happens after she does this the right way and gets released. So anyway, that first part, that's how you do a circle, and then at the end of that circle, down. And you could even, like what I did, I put a little bit of pressure on the leash just to make sure she went straight down. But most times she just will go down with you saying it, but I just did it the way that you'll do it if you start having issues, which sometimes they go home and they won't do the things for you that they do for me, obviously. So that's why that part's got to be in the video so you know what to do for a little while until she gets it. She's going to do all that stuff for you too. Good. And see, just like if she's on the mat exercise you saw me doing with Duke, the reason that she's so good in a downstay anywhere now is because we practice on the mat like that every day. And I didn't say stay, and I can even in a fence yard back away, drop the leash, do whatever I want. She's going to stay there. And of course, if I have a reward, she gets a reward for that. No. Make sure that she really waits. Nope. Nope. Good. See how I made her wait? That's how you instill calmness in the dog. Every time that you do it that way, every day you practice this little thing for 2 minutes or whatever, it's a little bit calmer. So that's the key to you continuing on after I bring them home to do things this way with them so that they continue to get even calmer than they are now. To release her, she's waiting for you to come back next to her, pat your leg and say, okay. And if I'm going to release her, sit to be free. I'm going to have her sit, not release her out of a downstay, but just have her sit and then go. release her from a calm sit stay, because that way she doesn't jump up and run around. She's still on the clock until you have her sit, and then you release her from a calm sit stay, which allows her to keep more of that calmness that she's developing in the down stay, as you can see. Okay. When I'm practicing the recall with Persia, I always make sure that I'm just breaking it down for you, and I do it the same way every time, and it's a real easy way for you to practice. Left hand leash, right hand is for the reward. There's never a reason to do this anymore, or choke up or control her, because if she's pulling, then you just back away and maybe just a little tiny little prompt from the leash and she'll come your way, or you can call her to come, in which case she comes running to you. If you're holding on to her like this, or restraining her, or she's on a walk where she's pulling, all the training's going to fall apart, because that craziness, that's what she had before, and if somebody handles her that way again, then it'll just connect to all that old stuff back there that she did at your house, and she can start getting out of control again. So make sure you're keeping that leash loose, and if you need her to come away from something or not pull, you want to call her to come to you. So if you have a situation where you want to practice and she won't leave your side, then you have to create your own distraction, which I'm going to do. I'm going to toss a piece of food over there, and then I'm going to call her away from it. So go and come. Called her away from it. Good girl. See how I did that? I backed away. Her nose touched the target there. It opened. I said good, and I petted her, and I grabbed the leash all at the same time. So we'll do it again. So left hand leash, right hand reward. And to do this, I got a bigger piece that I'm going to call her back to, but I got a piece like this that I'm going to toss, and I have the reward already in my palm. So go, and then come. Good girl. See how easy that was? She came to me, and I just grabbed the leash with my left hand. That's why I do that with the left hand, because since it comes up by her right ear, because she's on your left, it's going to be on your left when she comes to you, and it's easy just to grab it like that. And you can also pet her, and then if you wanted to get her back into on the clock training mode, you can step into her, sit, have her sit, maybe do a little sit stay where you walk around her, which you already saw in the other part of the video. And then it's this whole little training exercise where you call her to come to you, you have her sit, do a sit stay, and then go, release her to be free, do it again, go. Always call her away from something. Come. Good girl. See how easy it is? She knows how to do it. Whoever's doing this has to practice it, and that's of course why we make the video, so you can see exactly how I did it. Once you get the movements down, it's pretty easy, and the important parts are when you're practicing, if you back away, they run to you, and because you practice in that way, when your back is to a fence or a curb or a wall or whatever, in a real life situation, a crisis situation where she needs to come to you, because you practice in the way I just showed you, she still races to you when you can't back away. So you always practice in a way that makes her recall rock solid in a emergency situation, and you just pretend like you have a treat. That's why we use the target. So you're calling her to a fist, right? She doesn't know it's empty. She's just, after a few hundred of these, she already just thinks that that she's got to get to this, and she doesn't even know why. And notice how I say good the moment I give her the treat, and I pet her. So all that's going to be missing is a treat. She gets all the other stuff, and she'll come to you every time. But you need to practice the way I'm practicing for a while, at least for a few weeks, and then you phase the treats out after that. But she'll always, if you practice this way, she'll always come to you in an emergency, because you practice the way I'm showing you. If she ever ignores that command when you're practicing, and of course you're only practicing on a leash, you never repeat anything, because if you want her to come the first time, then that's the way you have to practice. So let's say that she ignored my command. I'm going to toss another distraction. Go. See, she ignored that. Just a little. Good. All I did was a little, probably barely saw it. I went like this. It's like a hello. She turns around and sees me backing away with the target. Can't help herself. So never repeat it. Always practice on a leash. You want to start working on longer distance recalls, get a longer leash. Get a 10-foot long line, a 15-foot long line, 20-foot, 30-foot. They have those at pet stores, and you can practice from all the way across the yard. Although you saw in the other videos how they're really good here, and they're going to be good there, but if you have a problem, you're going to have to do what I'm doing here for a while to, once I'm off the scene. You might have to practice this stuff on a 6-foot leash for a little while to get them back on track. And that's it. Okay, let's go. I've got Duke in the yard, excuse me, and this is a yard, the gate that I always come in and out of, that we all come in and out of, and this is his yard where he runs around a lot, and kind of like your yard where he has a lot of free time. And so the whole time that he's been here with me, because of his jumping problem and overexcitement problem and, being obnoxious, I've been doing this every time I come in. And because I've been doing this, and he's been here for a number of weeks now, good boy, I have this result now. Whereas, of course, the first week or 2 or 3, he was pretty crazy and excited, but then I did exactly what you saw me do. Before I even walk through, I'll just give a little treat through the little fence. You don't have to do that if your gate or your doorway, obviously your doorway is not a fence. So in a doorway, you're coming out, if it's a sliding door or a door you open, either way, the first thing is a treat down here. If all good things happen on ground level, there's no reason for him to jump. And if you take the initiative in the initial interaction with him, where he gets a treat for being on all fours like that, and you can pet him as well and keep giving him treats if you want as you come in there. If he starts to jump, no, like that, and it all stops. And then when he stops jumping, more treats and petting. And you'll see this is going to be the Duke that you know more and more. But everybody that is in the household has to do this, because if one person is doing this and then 2 other people aren't, and they're allowing him, they're not taking the initiative in the interaction to start it going the right way like you saw me do, and they don't do anything and he jumps and they react to that and they're doing that and talking and all that, then it's all going to fall apart. So everybody has to do things the same way, and you're going to get this. If they don't, then he could easily go back to doing what he used to do before, unless you're really consistent for a while to get this new behavior set in stone at your house. So I just wanted to show you that. The concepts here work anywhere, anytime he's jumping. It's always good things happen when you're on all fours. If you start to jump or be obnoxious or mouth, I just felt a little bit of mouthing there, but he doesn't really do it to us here. It's no. The hands go away. You can even step back. It's a clear message to him that whatever he just did made all the good stuff stop. Pause for a few seconds. He'll either run away from you or he'll stop, and then you come. I'm calling him back to come to me in this case. Good. Then you reward him again for not jumping. Now I have both dogs in the yard loose, and I'm coming in, and because it's going to be different when there's 2 dogs, they're a lot easier to handle separately. They vibe off each other and get each other plenty excited, but I've been practicing with both of them. So see how they're waiting at this doorway, at this gateway? And of course, they get treats. Good. Persia's more the jumper than he is now. Good. If she jumps, nope. If he's jumping, she's jumping, nope. They get petted as long as they're not jumping, nope. They start to jump. You do that and they stop. Good. Very good. Good. Nope. They're way worse when they're together like this, obviously. If they want to play with each other like that, that's fine. As long as they're not jumping on you, they'll run off and play like that. If they start getting really overexcited like this, come. Call them out of their rough play and have them sit. if you don't have leashes, this is what you'll do. You got to work with what you have. Have them do their little sit. Make sure they stay there until you release them. Go. And they'll probably go back and play. It's not as crazy as it was. She's by far the one with the jumping problem now, not him. If you get this, good. See how I'm rewarding them each with one hand? I don't think they'd fight over food, but just in case, why not just do it this way? Get them used to doing this. Treat them a few feet apart like that, as long as they're not jumping. If you keep doing this, you're going to have no more jumping, obnoxiousness, or anything like that, and you're going to have them thinking, oh, as long as we behave ourselves, we get treats. Nope. See how that works? Good. She only gets petted when she's not jumping. I never corrected her once. Good. Good. Okay, guys, let's go. What I wanted to show you was how to practice the training when they have their leashes on, and if they're playing rough, how to call them back into a sit stay or a down stay, and just how to do training. Let them play, do a little training, let them play, do a little bit of training. It's a great way to train. You get a lot done in a short period of time. But the thing is, with these guys, you put the leashes on and they're automatically much better. So that does help you in one way. And perhaps you want to do this for a while out in your yard. Just have them out there with the leashes because you know they're going to be a little bit calmer than usual. And we'll do this at your house too when we practice there. But let's say that they were playing rough. You go out there and you say, come, and you call them to you. And they get little treats like that. You take the leashes and you just have one on each side and you say, sit. And it's not perfect and perfect training technique here, but you said SIT, they did it. Of course, sit means to stay, so they already know to stay. And all you do is just try to get them to stay there for 20 seconds or so. Real sit stay. And even practice maybe walking around them like this. Nope. Making sure they know they have to sit there. They really have to focus and they have to be calm here, like this. And it really calms them down, even if it's 20 seconds or so. Nope. Make sure they stay there. So if he gets up, you say no, and you just pull up, a little bit of pressure there, and he goes back. Same with her. Make sure they wait. And then release them to be free. Go, just like that. Then they can play or whatever. And then the next time you call them to you, you do a downstay, which we'll do in a second. I'm going to call them out of a play session. Come. Here they come. Good. They were just free and just hanging out over there, and I called them to come. And now I'm going to do something. I actually haven't done this with them before, but I'm going to try a down. No. Good. So that was the first time I've ever done it. One at each, with each hand, just informally like that. Nope. Make sure they stay there. I'm just going to give them a little reward for doing that. Good. Give it to them at the same moment. And it doesn't matter if they lay down crooked or nope. Anything like that. Just reinforce that down. So now they both popped up. So you just stay calm. You get the leashes. Reinforce those downs. Put them back. Do a little down stay where you walk around them, they stay there. And this is, I didn't practice and get it perfect before I videoed it, because I figured the first time that I videoed it, it would be a little bit rough. But that's what's going to happen to you, because you're going to have to practice handling them, and you haven't had the experience I have, obviously. So you're going to say the down command. They're going to ignore you. You're going to have to reinforce that by just stepping on the leash. You see how I do it? It's real gentle. Nope. If they pop up before you release them, nope. She lost focus and popped up first. You just go and you put them back. Nope. Nope. You just keep putting them back and putting them back. And just go for just a simple little down stay where you walk around them once. Somehow after that last mistake and I put them back, they're perfectly in line with each other and just doing it really well. So I think this whole little clip with the down is probably 2 to 3 minutes. So you see how much can be done in 2 to 3 minutes. And they're completely on track, doing the same thing together, paying attention to me. This is how you get that socialization thing happening, where you're in charge and they're just a little mini little pack here that both do exactly what you say at the same time. And then when you're ready, okay, and sit, because we always release them out of a down stay into a sit first, and then go, release them. Every time you do something like that for a couple of minutes, even if you just did this once a day, they're going to be way calmer together. You do it out in the yard where they formerly had the issues, where they're out of control and bouncing against the windows and all that. You do this stuff in that yard so that they start to be calmer in that yard and start seeing that space as more of a space that you control and a place where they practice being calm as well, instead of just going nuts all the time. Okay guys, let's go.